Let's start with crew chief Larry McReynolds, two-time winning Daytona 500 crew chief, with tonight's Goodyear keys to superior performance.
First and foremost, you heard Tony Stewart say it, 500 miles, keep your cool. That means your temper, and also if that car starts overheating, you're going to have to get a little air to the nose. Stay on my good side. Push me all you want, but do not push me in the right rear because you might spin me out, or actually in the left rear, DW. What about the third one?
Well, it's the last lap, and it's all about me. You'll hear these crew chiefs tell the drivers when they make that last stop, we've done all we can do for you, brother. It's all up to you now. That's what a driver wants to hear. I told you, they love to win the Daytona 500. It's all about me.
Our championship winning crew chief Jeff Hammond has a new role this year. He's going to take you places you've never been and you can't go. Where are you, Jeff?
Mike, I'm up here on the starter stand, and let me tell you right now, you go right to the side of me, you can feel the energy from the fans. They're back in full force. They're already cheering their favorite driver. You look across the way, the crews are already up on the wall. Right behind me, we're getting ready to have the starting field come by me. One more lap. We're going to launch 43 rocket ships. These guys are going to be going for one thing and one thing only. Getting back to this start-finish line in 200 laps first. And it may be determined as little by an inch or two. The excitement is unbelievable. The best seat in the house may be behind the wheel of that race car, but I'd like to stay here and watch the rest of the race because I'm telling you, this is a cool place to be right now. In a few more minutes, we're going to drop the green on the Daytona 500.
Well, I'd like for you to stay there too, but you've got work to do tonight. Take us some fun places. Drivers talk to us about what it's like this year with pack racing instead of the two-driver tandem we saw here last year.
Well, I mean, I think it's back to big pack racing, and the biggest thing here is the fact that Daytona, we haven't raced in a big pack since they repaved the racetrack.
Pack runs so fast that it's hard to tandem up because the cars get so hot so fast and catch back up. So probably going to have to be aggressive and try to keep ourselves positioned towards the front.
Well, I'm a big fan of the pack racing. I think for me personally, I do better at it than the tandem, and I think it's better for the fans' perspective watching the race. It seems to be a lot more exciting.
You got to learn what it takes for your car to win. The only way to do that is be willing to make some mistakes. So the strategy is to learn and then apply.
Ready to race in Daytona for 500 miles. These drivers will be taking you for a ride tonight around this 2.5-mile super speedway at speeds of nearly 200 miles an hour. Views from inside the car, up on the roof like you see here, and even out the side window. Toyota proud to showcase the reinvented 2012 Camry as official pace car of the 500. Available in models up to 268 horsepower or 43 miles per gallon. The 2012 Camry is ready. Are you? 200 laps, 500 miles tonight.
And there you see pit road speed 55 miles per hour. That's after out on the racetrack over 200. Fuel window 44 to 48 laps.
Don't forget that halfway money.
$200,000.
Yes, sir.
And these drivers had trouble early in the week, went to backup cars. Temperature cooling to 69 degrees, partly cloudy. Rain, rain, stay away as we're ready to start the Great American Race in Monday prime time on Fox.
Yes, sir. We've already talked about it. She's going to be a wild one. We're going to see some sparks fly. We got to get this baby started. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and Danica.
Jamie McMurray down below the yellow line and off pace in this opening lap in the number 1.
I think he's hunting his teammate, that red car right there, Juan Pablo Montoya.
Yeah, they had a plan. They were going to get hooked up.
So strategy not a problem for McMurray.
And
two-car tandem. Talk about teammates that have hooked up. Greg Biffle and his Roush Fenway Ford teammate Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, 3 Fords. Trouble hard already. The wall. Slams to the outside. It's 5-time champion Jim Johnson. He collects Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Reagan.
Trevor Bayne, the 21 car, a winner from last year. You see him involved?
Kurt Busch is involved.
I'm a little worried about Jimmy. He took a hard lick right in the door. And there's the HenryCar.com Chevrolet of Kurt Busch. He's got damage.
1 lap and 600 feet, and it's calamity.
Oh my gosh. Jimmy took a really, really hard lick, that second lick.
David Reagan's Ford, his first outing for Front Row Motorsports. Busch will make it back around to the pits.
Both of our winners from the Daytona races last year involved. Trevor Bayne won the 500. David Reagan won the July race.
When you see the replay of this and you see what Danica did, you won't believe it.
All right, let's keep an eye on Jimmy Johnson. He's right tucked up underneath the 78 of Regan Smith.
Ooh, just got a little tap in the back end.
I believe that might have been Elliott Sadler in 33.
Elliott Sadler gave him just a little tap. Right here's what I was talking about. Watch Danica. Right there, she gets some damage, but then watch her go down. Jimmy's car's total, but watch her right here, right between those two cars.
First caution of the night, lap 2. Here's another look. Look at that outside lane and the blue car that's second in line.
You see, Jimmy just gets a little bit loose, and when he corrects, it just overcorrects, and into the fence it goes. And then he gets a really hard lick right here. That's the one that really worried me. He got that right in the driver's door.
Darrell, what was one of our Goodyear keys? Don't push me in the left rear. This tri-oval can be pretty treacherous.
Now from the blimp, watch for the green car as Danica Patrick comes into frame from the top of your screen.
You see right here, Jimmy's getting ready to get a hard lick, but here's Danica right here. She gets some damage off of Jimmy Johnson's car there, but I do not, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Watch this car go right, but these two cars, these guys are all wrecking, and she goes right in between them.
A big chain reaction crash as Johnson's car just clogs the racetrack. And the 34, David Reagan, had car to the outside, car to the inside, nowhere to go. We'll ride with Danica Patrick.
He was just looking. Inside too wide. Oh, slow. Take up. Go low.
And now with Jimmy Johnson.
Inside only.
All the drivers involved have either climbed out of their cars or driven back to the pits. They're okay, but what a hard hit.
These guys, I've seen a lot of wrecks in stock cars in NASCAR, but these guys have all taken a lesson from Danica Patrick. They have seen what she does when she's been in some hard wrecks, and they've taken their hands off the wheel, and he is hurt. He took a hard lick. He's got the wind knocked out of him, I'm sure.
And that wraparound headrest certainly helps to contain movement, as does the Hans device, the head and neck support. And these are the cars involved. Since winning the 500 in 2006, Jimmy Johnson's average finish in this race has been in the mid-30s.
The Daytona 500 on Fox is sponsored by Sprint, proud sponsor of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series.
4 laps complete. We're under caution at Daytona. Aerial coverage by Goodyear. Everything we've learned making tires for the proving grounds of NASCAR inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. 5-time NASCAR champion Jimmy Johnson took a hit into the wall and then a hard hit from David Reagan. as cars piled in, including Danica Patrick. Matt Yoakum in her garage.
Disappointing start to the 500 for Danica Patrick, Mike. A lot of cosmetic damage, but Greg Zipadelli could see right from the pit wall significant damage underneath the left rear of this 10 machine. Possibly truck arm broken. They were going to survey the damage back in the garage. Going to lose a lot of laps. Krista?
If Trevor Bayne is going to defend his Daytona 500 win, he is going to have to do it the hard way. Some serious damage on the front end of their Ford machine. The left rear is where the team was seriously working on pit road. They had the hammer out, tearing the sheet metal, banging the sheet metal away from the tire to avoid a tire rub. It's going to be a long night for Trevor Bayne.
NASCAR has several mechanisms by which drivers laps down can get laps back. As Kevin Harvick comes out of the pits, on each caution flag, the first car 1 lap down gets a free pass and comes all the way around. But other cars can stay out on caution flags and regain a lap provided they do not pit. It's called the wave around, and we'll explain it when we see it.
Let's ride with Jimmy and see if we can get a handle on exactly what happened here. You heard his father say looking on the inside, and he got clipped on the inside. That you can see right there, that's a heck of an impact.
Elliott Sadler, driver of the 33, passed along his apologies. He was the driver who got into the back of Jimmy Johnson. That's how that got started.
Pretty amazing how tight they're racing here. Jimmy Johnson started 8th, 2 drivers at the rear that was involved.